G'day, this is Captain Australia. I am in the lovely suburb of Kenmore in the lovely city of Brisbane. Today I'm just doing I guess there and back it's 20k, a little walk out to a place called Sumner Park where there's an army disposal store. This military disposal store is called Centenary Disposals, and I'm going to check out whether they have any hammocks or sleeping solutions. So it's really just me getting out, having a walk. I've got the big banner up, as you can see. Not that there are going to be many people, I suppose, on this particular route that I'm walking, but it's all for a worthy cause. So, as it says, Captain Australia's Big Walk. What is that? At the end of the year, I'm going to walk from Brisbane to Melbourne for the Kids Cancer Project. So I'll leave on the 26th of December, and should take me about 10 weeks, depending on how fast or slow I go. It started as an adventure to further my own healing after a stage 4 invasive head and neck cancer. My prognosis was 6 months to live. I had a 40 to 60% chance at curative treatment, and the chemo radiation, it wrecked me. Just wrecked me. It was horrible. And I spent the next 4 years suffering. And I just needed to take a big walk for my own healing. But then I realized, hold on, because I had walked to Sydney as a child, long story. But then I realised, hang on, I could do that for the Kids Cancer Project. So I'm off to Sumner Park today to do a little practice in the heat. Today's going to be a nice hot day. And yeah, the Kids Cancer Project, it's a charity all about using science to solve paediatric cancer. So it's about research hours, really. I think something like $51 funds one research hour. So your donation goes directly to the scientists who are in a stand-up fight for children's lives, basically. And the idea is I'm just a buffhead. You notice me, but then you look past me at the important charity. Yeah, so started all about my own healing. Cancer does a number on you. Among the many other things it did, it destroyed my thyroid. So over the 4 years that followed, I put on 60 kilos. And I've lost about 50 with all this crazy walking, with more to go. I'm dead sexy, but still got a bit of extra weight on me. And yeah, today I'm just practicing with the streams, seeing if I can make it look beautiful. Because the idea is I'm going to pass through some of the most beautiful country in the world. I mean, some of those beaches down the east coast are just gorgeous. There's, if I remember right, Kings Beach near Byron Bay. It runs for like 12 kilometres or something, this beautiful stretch of beach just near the lighthouse there. I'm just going to take off the old boots and toddle down along that, and I want to be able to just take wonderful pictures of that. And it's for you. I want to, cheer you up, show you that hope is available to all of us. I was horribly broken, and I'm happy now. I feel joyful. And that's a great thing, and that's available to you. And I want to show that, but I just want to share in the beautiful country as well. And I mean, a large part of it is for my kids, my children, so that I can have like a living scrapbook for them, I think. Something that they can look back later in life. Like if the cancer ever came back for me, I hope to leave a reasonable footprint that they can look at and know who I was and what mattered to me. But yeah, I believe we all have in us a capacity for great goodness, and that goodness is the antidote to suffering, and that we need to inspire each other and teach each other and help each other. And I think beliefs, everybody has one. They're like rectums. You don't need to compare them, you don't need to judge other people's. You just have your own and you tend to it. And I believe that, there's something broken in us, the way that we make our beliefs compete with each other at the moment. You might believe that there's an underlying spiritual purpose to our lives. You might be a religious person. Or you might believe that we're all bags of meat, evolved from monkeys. You might be, atheistic and, science-oriented or whatever. And again, it's like a rectum. We all have a belief. Nobody can prove that theirs is the dominant one and the best one. So we need to just hold hands and get along. And there's not enough of that in the world, I reckon. So I guess for me, I'm just a bumbling old fool. I want to point you towards that paediatric cancer charity, and I guess I'll use that as an opportunity to talk about hope. Because wind back to December this past year, I was on the edge of a cliff, really. I mean, cancer had wrecked me, just wrecked me. I had nothing left. I was underperforming in every aspect of my life that mattered. But, you know, somehow, just luck, not through any special ability or strength of character, but somehow I found my way from there to here. I made a video called Walking Towards Hope. Like, if you're stuck without hope, it just showed me at my worst. You can YouTube search for Walking Towards Hope, Captain Australia, you'll find it. It's pretty bad, but it shows me at my utmost broken, and just that fight, that initial fight to come back to life. 30 days, 90 days, and so on. So the idea is that leaves a little bit of a map, I suppose. So if you need that, or you know somebody who needs that, it's there for you. So yeah, I'm off to Sumner Park today, and I was going to just try that over the shoulder camera again. And you know, aside from that, you can just enjoy the walk through Brisbane. You'll need a soundtrack, so what should you listen to? This kind of walking, for me it's folky music like Bob Dylan or something. But you know, then again, a bit of hip hop is good for walking. But you're not walking, are you, you lazy bugger? That's on me. So today's also a bit of a heat test. It's like, I'm carrying all this gear, I just had to give blood. G'day. Just had to give a bit of blood, and it's going to be more than 30 degrees. So, you know, I think this outfit resists sunburn really well, but it's hot, not too bad. So it's just to get experience with the higher temperature. I might put you down and set you up over the shoulder so you can, you know, walk with me and see where I'm going, see what I'm seeing. So yeah, all the best. The rest of this is just going to be walking through Brisbane. So if you have an appetite for that, enjoy. Let me figure this out. You're just going to see a little bit of wobbly camera for a bit. Okay, that's somebody's majestic little property there. Well, little. Let's go over here into the shade. So I'm just practicing camera position, quality of it, the quality of the sound. By the time I actually start my big walk, which is 26th of December, I want to have all this stuff second nature. Or, you know, as good as a bumbling old fool can make it, you know, which might be not very good. But we'll just have to wait and see. So practice, practice, practice. As with everything in life, practice makes perfect. So let's just chuck you onto my backpack, and then you can travel with me. I believe Facebook has quietly shit itself this morning, so I don't even know if this will be saved. We'll know later. So we tuck this fella in here, slide this bad boy up, and slide that bad boy down, tighten that bad boy. Why is everything a bad boy, Captain Australia? Well, chicks dig bad boys, I suppose. Nobody likes a good boy. I'm a good little boy. You're boring, mate. Everybody wants a bad boy. What's going on with that, people? Why is human nature so frequently destructive, huh? Now the only issue with this is my big magic flag might get in the way. So in theory, when I pick the pack up, you'll be looking over my shoulder. I've got my earbuds in. You'll be able to hear some sound. So let's just see. And if the quality is bad, I am sorry. It's something for me to, each time I do it, I go home, I look at it and see how it is. So we will get a sense of the quality. Now let's see. You are there. That should be about right, I hope. The problem is I don't have you secured as well as I'd like. So if I run across this little road here, you can spin around sideways and wobble. And all of a sudden, you go from an angel on my shoulder to a rear view camera, which is not good. We want you to be able to see the beaches of Byron Bay, not whatever is behind me, which would also be the beaches of Byron Bay, I suppose. Okay, so we're walking along. Let's see again, the camera. Sorry, I'm probably blocking it as I reach up. That seems oriented. I'll have to get a little shaving mirror or something. That's not a bad idea, Captain Australia. Little shaving mirror so we can make sure the stream is set up. Because I have no clue about a great many of things, but I have no clue about the camera. Now, I've got these things called daily donor dares of doom. I don't know if you can see this pipe over here. There's like a water main running alongside the road. The road has become a bridge and it's going over the freeway. And if I got a daily donor dare of doom to walk across that for $100,000 to the charity, I would have to... Jesus, no, I can't die. I can die, and that's the point. I don't want to die. I do not have a superpower of flight, or if I do, it's in very short bursts, and it's always downward. So, yeah, daily donor dare of doom. I have not mentioned those in a while. They do not seem to be of much public interest, but the contract is there. So if you donate $50 or more and you want to submit a dare, you get to basically supervillain up for science. So the helpless and feeble Captain Australia dangles like a puppet broken beneath your strings. And you can, go here and do this, Captain Australia. Go here and do that, Captain Australia. I've only had 2 and they weren't very good. I'm sorry, with respect, I had really struggled to figure out what you wanted me to do. One was Song You Are playlist, so I had to sing a song, I guess. And the other was Run Fatty Run, which was a little bit unkind, so I had to run. But you might be able to come up with something quite inventive and fun. I like social, awkward sort of ones. Dare that leans into the superhero stuff. So you might dare me to, I don't know, what's the most prudish place that we can think of? A place of business, a place of commerce maybe. Maybe the Apple store, all these sort of groovy people hanging around giving their little latte advice and whatever. I burst into there insisting that a supervillain's hacked my iPhone, acting all crazy like it's a national crisis, I don't know. But you can think of the dare. The point is I can't. It's on you. So we're walking off to Sumner Park. And if you want to do that, you put a little message. There's a message box with your donation. I don't see them right away, but I do see them. And there's been some lovely messages. Thank you so much, formally. From the bottom of my heart, thank you to the people who, you've donated, you've supported a wonderful charity. It's an incredibly worthy cause. But some of the comments just about my healing, just how important it is to try and do the right thing, no matter how it looks. You might not condone, understand, or like the way that kindness looks, but you should never discourage it. If someone's trying to help, even if they're a little bit overbearing or judgy, they're still trying to be kind. You can educate them on the other stuff. So if I'm doing anything wrong, please teach me. I am just an old buffhead. However, don't discourage kindness when you see it, because kindness is life is the one resource that we have that will forever dwindle. It's always going out the window. You can't get it back. The minutes drift by, you've got an allotted amount. You're not going to get more. Kindness is the opposite. It expands, it grows, it spreads in the sharing, but not like cancer. You know, I mean, hate and cancer do work the same way, but kindness is the antidote for those things. Decency, you know, honesty, respect, you know, all of those things, they propagate like a flower. You know, a bumblebee, foolish old bumblebee like me, lands, takes some of the pollen, you know, does a little bumblebee poo or something and leaves some seeds. However it works, it spreads. And those flowers, they start cropping up somewhere else. And that's a wonderful thing. Like we need that as a species. And, you know, there's so much ego, cult of personality, so many lies and so much wrong in the world at the moment. It's really easy to get twisted up and forget that you control you. You know what I mean? You get to choose dignity. You get to choose honesty. And when you do, you are breathing that into the world and it will spread and grow. Sorry, I've walking down a very leafy suburb, so I've got to avoid the trees. And we'll cross over here and continue down to Sumner Park.
Hey brother.
Hey mate, how you doing?
The other day, loved what you're doing.
Thank you.
Are you walking?
I'm at the end of the year going to walk to Melbourne from Brisbane, yeah. But right now I'm off to Sumner Park to check out a military disposal store. I need to get a sleeping solution like a hammock and whatnot. So I'm slowly adding to my gear, yeah. Awesome. So the walking stuff, it started out just purely for me. It's all about healing. Like I had a stage 4 cancer. It wrecked me, 6 months to live sort of a deal. But I was able to push through it. But the side effects were just crippling. And I couldn't bounce back no matter how hard I tried. I'm a dad of 3. And the fact that I was doing such a shit job with that really broke my heart. And it just galvanized me. And this is, however ridiculous it looks to other people, this initially was my vehicle to kind of fix myself. But then I thought, and I just needed a pack for that. I didn't need all of this gear. But then I thought, superhero up, and I'll do it for a charity. And that's about the Kids Cancer Project, yeah. So thanks for stopping. Gee, so you just pulled up to say g'day. Well, that deserves a... Yeah, man. Jeez, you're a big unit, aren't you? Holy shit.
Trying.
Holy crap, mate.
Trying.
You're a full-on athlete, aren't you? There's not a little scrap of fat on you. Dude.
There's a bit, but that's all right.
That's what Captain Australia should be. Like I've lost 50. I know I look like dog shit, but I've lost 50 kilos in the last 6 months. Like, good on you, really, man. All this walking is making a massive difference. Yeah, I'd love to muscle up, I think, like that afterwards. Get a bit of vanity back, a little bit of pride, you know.
After your walk.
Yeah. Well, I'll get all the weight off and start to muscle up a bit, I reckon. Yeah, I don't think I could ever beat you in an arm wrestle though, man. So what was your name? I'm Simon. Finn. Good to meet you, Finn.
Lovely to meet you, mate.
Sorry.
Carole, I'm sorry.
Hey.
Lovely to meet you.
Hey, Caroline, how you doing? Yeah, g'day. But yeah, it's not a midlife crisis. No, I am. If I'm mental, it's a benign and positive type of mental. You know.
On the project, and as soon as we were driving down, we're like,
let's chase him down and say g'day. Well, that's lovely of you to do that. Thank you. Cheers, Finn. Mate. Cheers, Caroline. All the best. Yeah.
Take care.
Bye bye. Take care. Well, that was nice. I don't know if you guys caught that. Actually, I should have probably told them that they were being recorded. Geez, that guy Finn, super fit, athletic guy. I just realized here as I walk along, talking to myself, talking to you really, but you're this faceless, you're an entity, you know, like the angel on my shoulder. You're you know, you have no specific name or face. I think of you as kind. And here I'm walking down the side of the street talking to you. And I just realized I must appear to be, and probably am, just the world's oldest kid. So I'm walking along dressed like a superhero. I think my heart's in the right place. My motivations are in the right place. And I'm trying to do the right thing. So I think I'm stacked up in the correct orientation. But as I walk along, dressed like a superhero, soon to be 30-degree heat. It doesn't feel that hot at the moment, but it's shady here. I must look just like like one of those kids who hung out with Peter Pan or whatever. They stay young forever. But I'm like one of them, but I didn't stay young, you know. So Arrested Development sort of deal. I never quite grew up. Honestly, in my life, I grew up too young. I was an adult when I was 15, and I think that allowed me to retain this undeveloped piece of child as well. So now that I am an adult, actually, I still have intact some of that child. I think trauma does that, like you squirrel away and protect the precious little innocent pieces of you, which in a way, it's a beautiful side effect of trauma. Now can you see? Yeah, you should be able to see. Let's stop and smell the coffee. So this is the Brisbane River and a bridge across it. I don't know if you can see that, all these vines and stuff. So I'm going to cross that bridge over there and then head across Mount Omni into Sumner Park. I hope I don't make any cyclists mad. I think this is a shared pathway. It's not otherwise signed. Google Maps says it's for walking on, but Google Maps has led me astray before. If you want to giggle, search Wellington Point, Captain Australia Wellington Point. One of my early test walks was out to Wellington Point and back, so it was a 60k walk all around. So it was just a good physical test of the gear, but Google Maps was my guide. So out sort of around the halfway mark, maybe a bit past it, the road I was on just up and shit itself. Sorry, I don't mean to swear. Sorry, I'm an old man. Forgive me. But yeah, the road up and died. According to Google Maps, it turned from a road to a path. Oh, I'm going to limbo under this sign, I think. Okay. Limbo, 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 le. Limbo, 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 la. That's easier than taking the flag down. So, are you still on my shoulder? Yes, you are. So, the road that I was on just vanished. Don't know if you can hear me with all this traffic. But yeah, it just completely vanished. And then there was like this muddy swamp. It was called Dairy Swamp or something. And there was this little narrow pipe across it. I think it was a gas pipe. So I had to just balance across the pipe to get across. Otherwise I would have had to sidetrack, divert, and, plus I think it was adventurous. Did it for my kids, just so they could see it, Now, let's have a look. So you are strapped to the pack on my shoulder. This is the lovely Brisbane River. Let's keep walking. Oh, my flag is flippy flapping. Okay. So if this is a horrible quality stream, I apologise. I won't know until I get home and check it out. Oh, the flag probably went in front of you then. You can see the lovely logo for Captain Australia's Big Walk, which is pretty great. My mate Barry did that logo. Thanks, Barry. Okay. Walking along. Flag flapping in the wind. Sumner Park. So yeah, it's like from my home, it's about a 9k walk. So by the time I get back, it'll be an 18k walk, which is kind of my daily average. That's where I sort of peaked out at. Like in the extreme, I could do, which this is just me walking for health to come back from the cancer. But in the extremity, I might do 10 in the morning and 15 at night or something, just to practice and get strong. So yeah, the longer distance walking, where like the Gold Coast, I think by the end of it, I came close to 100k over the 24-hour period. I got a bit sidetracked and turned around in there, but overall, it was a pretty consistent march. I had like an hour and a half rest in the middle, and 20 minutes here and 15 minutes there. But mostly it was a fairly athletic. Like athletic isn't the right word. It was more mental than physical. Yeah, you feel sore and you use your legs, but I think when you walk for more than, let's say, 4 hours, there's a trick of it. You have to find a sort of a a mental toughness. And yeah, for me, because I'm not strong and I'm not athletic and I'm not fit, I require even more of that mental strength. So I was really proud. Like I think if you lined up 10 guys and said, look guys, we're going to have a challenge. You know, we're all going to walk to the Gold Coast. It's not a race. Try and get there, you know, within the next 24 hours. But aside from that, you can stop and rest if you need to or whatever. It's it's 90k ish. So just at a 5k an hour pace, you need 18 hours. So you'd work around planning backward from that. But see, this is a nice little riverside park. But I reckon of those 10 guys who set out, at least one, maybe two will just cop out completely. You know, eyes bigger than the stomach. You know, a lot of bravado. Oh, I can do this, blah, blah, blah. But they'll get to like the 6 hour mark or something and they'll go, hang on, wait, I've only come 30 kilometers. Like, I drive that to McDonald's. Sorry, just getting a drink. I've got my magic canteen, but, you know, that's allows me to not deplete my carried water. The thing that bothers me is sometimes I need to spit. Sorry, this is gross. I'll just go over here out of the way. And it seems like a sign of contempt, but it's not. It seems like a COVID risk, but it's not. It's just the airway damage I suffered from my cancer. So sometimes I get this feeling, it's like I'm going to vomit. And I just need to kind of clear the airways from stuff that's accumulated, because without saliva, the natural irrigation of it is gone. So sometimes I just kind of urgently need to spit. And I worry as I walk around as Captain Australia, I like the idea that a kid looks at that and thinks, oh, what? That dude's dressed up as a superhero. I'd hate them to look over and see me, you know, spitting contemptfully on the side of the road. That said, when I'm on my big walk, I don't know where I'm going to poo. So there's going to be a few moments where I'll have to figure out some of that human stuff. I don't know if I'm meant to go down this way. Oh, that's along the river. Okay, I want to go up this way. We're going through Mount Omni and onto the suburb beyond that. So up here is Jindalee. I don't know if you can see over my shoulder, there's a DFO. Welcome to Captain Australia's walking tour of Brisbane. DFO over there. There's a lot of sort of outlet-y, you know, niche shops, like you can see Pillow Talk. Sexy name for a mundane store. They sell pillows and doonas and all of that. I guess beds. So there's a lot of shops like that just sell specific types of furniture and whatnot. And then there's the Mount Omni shopping centre up here, which I might even buy something to eat. We'll see. I've still got a good 10-15 kilos to knock off, but I'm realising that with all the walk, so I've been back to eating. Like when I realised I needed to solve the morbid clinical obesity, walk every day, eat bugger all, lose weight. Thyroid's underactive, it's wrecked, metabolism's wrecked. Get pills to fix that. Slowly ramp up the dosage to the correct level, lose weight. But it's hard work, and I've done a lot of hard work. But now I'm back to eating. I'm eating a normal, healthy amount of food. I'm eating, you know, healthy food too. And because of the walking that I'm doing, and especially it's rucking. Rucking is when you walk carrying a backpack. This backpack weighs about 20 kilos right now. And with wind drag, there's a bit more effort involved. And that's called rucking, and that's even better than walking for your health. You know, as long as you're like this bag is amazing the way it distributes the weight. It's the science, the thinking behind it, the experience behind it is phenomenal. Because when it's on my back, I feel next to nothing, and I'm not strong. I'm not like that dude we met, Captain Muscles. But I can carry a reasonable burden all day long because of the technology behind this amazing backpack. So yeah, where was I? Don't lose the thread of what you're saying, Captain Australia. What was I saying? Oh dear, now I'm showing my age. Walking, backpack, etc. Sumner Park, Mount Omni shops, buy some food. Yeah, okay. So I'm eating again, which is great. But because of all the walk, I'm also just weight's dripping off me as well. At the start of the week was the last time I weighed myself. I mean, last week, and I was like 96, something like that. A little bit of weight had come back on. So I started at 137.5. I got down to like 89, somewhere around there. So around 50 kilos. And then I started eating again and the weight came back on. But now I feel the weight slipping away as I walk. And I'm actually thinking, oh, that's not necessarily a great thing. Because when I start my big walk, like the public has been so kind anyway. No one's really said, except for the run, fatty, run, daily donor, dare of doom, nobody's really, fat shamed me or anything. So, when I start the big walk, it'd be nice to have a little bit of extra insurance carried around my tummy, because I'll probably need to take in 6,000 calories a day just with all the daily walking. But I guess we'll just wing it, play it by ear, deal with it. I'm just if I were to describe the way I think about things, it's pretty data rational. I want information. I assess the information. I form conclusions and make plans, and that's the Capricorn in me, my mum would say. But yeah, we'll just have to play it by ear, see how it goes. But one of the first and foremost things that I want from this big walk, and I may very well be talking to myself. I don't even know if the stream's still going. But one of the things first and foremost was personal healing. But that led me to the charity aspect, which is now much more important. And it's not totally unselfish too, because it's like that saying, it's a Buddhist parable, and it's kindness is the antidote for suffering. By serving the charity, I am getting so much more back in terms of amplifying and expanding on my own healing. Bike only, no walking. Okay, so we'll walk the back way. I don't want to get into any strife with the cyclists. Cyclists can get a wee bit cross if you mess with their protected paths and stuff, and rightly so. You get some dickheads on the road just creating really unsafe conditions for them. Me, I would just be an interloper into enemy territory. I'm not unsafe, but I gotta respect it. Ramble. Okay, so here's a little creek. Are you still on my shoulder? I should be able to tell from the shadow. Yeah, the camera's oriented. I just don't know if it's recording. Could be jibber-jabbering to myself. Hey, that's a lovely little creek down there. Okay, River Hills, Sumner Park. You will see a road sign up here. It tells you sort of where we are. Oh, I'm about to walk past. There's a school. It's a special school. It's the Mount Omni School. I can't remember its precise name. But my little boy, when we found out that he was autistic, he was just a toddler, and we had to get all of these early interventions, all these therapies to help him. And he's thriving today. He's a wonderful boy. I have 3 sons, and they're so distinct. They're so different to each other, and each of them has this amazing little quality. For Sully, the autistic boy, he's just so good-hearted, like he always wants to help. And so this little boy, when we found out he was autistic, there's this special school at Mount Omni that provides early intervention for autistic kids. And I noticed they had a funding challenge, like this was 5 years ago. So I don't know how they're doing or if they're even still there. But my son was able to go there. It was just once a week or twice a week, so it's a couple of hours a day. But the teachers are especially experienced with autism. The other kids have the same difficulties. So it allows the child to start to practice all the social stuff, learn about facial expressions and emotions and all of these things that a kid on the spectrum can struggle with. So yeah, it's a lovely school, and I think we're going to walk straight past it. I would pop in and say good day, but it's just a little bit creepy. I'm an old man dressed as a superhero. I don't know, that's just a little bit scary. I should get my blue card or something just to show that I'm not mental. It's for a charity. I'm safe around children, Here we go. Jindalee Pharmacy, Jindalee Pool. Okay. Where are we now, Captain Australia? Jindalee. Brisbane in Australia has some lovely names for its places. Coorparoo, Carina, all based from Aboriginal language. And I went to Carina State School here in Brisbane. But after I went down to Sydney, I walked to Sydney I left home when I was 15. So I haven't been a Brisbane boy the whole time. And before coming to Carina State School, we moved all over, up north, all down in Tasmania, South Australia. So we didn't really, I think, live for any stretch in Perth or points west, but pretty much everywhere else. So here we go for a wiggity walk, Captain Australia. I'm really just mainly jibber-jabbering because I can, assess the quality and continuity of the sound when I stream as well. This is all just on-the-job learning. Oh, there's a lovely little parkland down there. I don't know if you can see everything that I see. When I remark on something, it's also for me to be able to watch it later and see if you were seeing what I saw. Okay. Up here we go. Okay. Let's march a bit faster. I think I'm just doing a comfortable amble at about 5k an hour. If I go faster than that, it's at the expense of a bit of fatigue. So when I was just doing my cancer recovery walking, I was starting to get up to just a natural comfortable pace of 6k an hour and a bit faster if I wanted to, and no great difficulty. But now with the heavy gear and boots, that pace comes at it's like a rubber band effect. I can do it, but I feel my legs getting tighter as soon as I start to increase the pace, which I'm doing now. So I want to keep challenging myself, but I want to build that stamina and pace up further so that walking with the gear becomes the new normal. And then we'll be all set for Melbourne. Only issue being the whole access to those points of the country, and then secondary to that, being able to get home. But well, if I'm lawfully able to exit Brisbane, I will. I'll be fully vaxxed up, so hopefully that won't be an issue. coming back would be a bit heartbreaking if I couldn't get into Queensland. But so many people have had to face up to that. I've made the commitment to do this, so I'm going to do it. Unless it becomes unlawful for me to leave Queensland, bang, I'm out. If I can't get back, it'll be hard because 10 weeks, like I haven't been apart from my children before, except for 3 nights I stayed in hospital for chemotherapy. I had a little photo of them, and you know, the idea of being apart for, you know, let's say 8 weeks. Ding ding, what's that noise? That's a bird. Okay. I'm curious if the stream's still going. I might stop and have a little look up here. Jindalee Golf Club. I suck at golf. I've only played it a few times, but I am an incredible putter. One game of golf I had with a corporate thing. It was with clients. The company's called Aussie Travel Cover. Lovely young men and their dad, family-owned business. Don't know if they're still in business, but I wish them well. Anyway, I was down with these guys, and they had this annual golf game, which they kindly included me in. And I sucked. Everybody was really tolerant. And it was, I don't know, round robin or something, whatever the rule is. You have to take at least one putt from everybody, or one stroke from everybody. So, you know, I got off a couple that were okay. So I was able to do that. But I am mean with a putter. I actually won the game for us. We're at the final hole. And our team, me and these 2 sales guys versus the management on the other team, we had this one chance at winning the game. And there were 3 of us. We each got a turn at putting into the hole. Mine was the furthest out. Nobody thought that there was any hope that I'd be the one delivering it. Those 2 guys have their go. They miss. They screw it up. They get it on the second putt. So that means it's like a tied game. I think, from memory. Just going purely from memory. But then me, way out, like barely off on the green. I do my putt. Straight across. Smooth as water off a duck's back. Punk. Straight in there. And they charged over. They lifted me up like I was a football star. It was great. I love those little unexpected victories. You know, where you surprise somebody. I think surprise is a fantastic thing. You know, because we spend so much of our lives slowly cementing the idea of who we are, what we want, our successes and our failures. And they all sort of reinforce that. And, you know, eventually we die. And the surprises that come at us, you know, are even within these conventional parameters. Fall in love, have a child, they're the good ones. You can be attacked, suffer trauma, bad ones. But the surprises that come at you are within this expected sort of cycle of life. You know, cancer, nasty surprise. Take it on. But I like it when, well, it's sort of like why I like what I'm doing, I suppose. Why there's this nugget of just plain fun to it for me. Because it's not normal. I'm not crazy, I'm not hurting anybody. But what I'm doing is weird and surprising, and I like that. And I like it when I see it in others, and I would love to see more of it, you know, to look out into the world and see people just, instead of joining teams, you know, making their own. So instead of saying, I'm a goth magician and I identify as pansexual and whatever, you create yourself within these labels that are actually expected and conventional. But, you know, I just love to see people say, I am whatever. You know, it's not allowing your psychosis full reign, but just doing something outside of the normal colouring in spaces, I guess. I don't know. Riggedy ramble, Captain Australia. I just like to talk so that when I check the stream later, or has it been a couple of hours? The stream may have stopped. I might just have a little look. Okay, let's see. Oh, well, the orientation's still good. There's some sort of a message. Report a problem. Something isn't working. Whoop. Okay, it said report a problem, something isn't working. Hang on. Someone's watching. Is this... Oh, this is sideways. Oh, God, what am I doing? No, orient the phone. Oh, no. Have you been watching this sideways? Okay, I might have to... Maybe I've just done that, or maybe it's been streaming like that this whole time. It started in a nice landscape sort of a view, and now when I try and turn it, it says it breaks the stream. So anybody who has watched or is watching, I'm horribly sorry. I will kill the stream and just continue about my walk. I'll check in with just a short stream later, say hi. This will be my test stream for the day, I think, and I'll be interested to check this out when I get home. So all the best to you. Let's reverse the camera, see if that fixes it. Yep, I'm sideways. Oh dear. Okay. Spider Captain, sitting on a wall, I'm Spider Captain. Sorry about this. See you later.